Hello, welcome back. I'm Dia, an interior designer and home stylist, passionate about creating spaces that are cozy, elegant, and practical. Today's video is a little bit different. I've been battling a nasty head cold and look a bit rough, so I'm avoiding the camera. But I didn't want to miss the chance to share this with you because post-holiday home chaos is something we all face. Despite not feeling 100%, I dragged myself out of bed to tackle this necessary task. With only a couple of days left before I go back to my corporate job, I knew it was time to pack away the holiday decor and get my home back in order. Am I the only one who dreads undecorating after the holidays? It can feel so overwhelming, but over the years, I've developed a method that makes it much easier and more manageable. So in today's video, I'll guide you through my step-by-step process to simplify this often daunting chore and help you reset your home with less stress. Before diving in, I like to set a productive and upbeat mood. I put on some energizing music, grab a cup of coffee, and take a moment to strategize. My first step is to scan the room and identify the largest and most noticeable decorations. These are usually the easiest to remove, and tackling them first gives me a quick sense of accomplishment to keep the momentum going. Step 2 is to collect items by category and group them on a flat surface. I move through the space, gathering items by category and placing them on a flat surface like a counter or a table. This keeps everything organized and speeds up packing. I focus on specific categories in this order. I'll start with flameless candles, fairy lights, and their remotes. Real candles I sort separately. I then collect larger items like reindeer, Santas, snowmen, angels, and lanterns, grouping them by type. I then go around and gather the berry picks, small stems, and larger branches, laying them out together in individual piles. After that, I find ornaments and pine cones used as decor around the space and group them separately. Note that I leave the tree ornaments for last in this process. I remove and organize the wreaths and garlands by type, setting them aside. Lastly, I take down the tree ornaments, sorting them by color and style as I go along. Following this method keeps the process simple, efficient, and avoids unnecessary back and forth while undecorating. Batteries can corrode over time, damaging your items. So after gathering all the battery-operated items like candles and holiday lights, it's important to remove the batteries before storing them away. Needless to say, I make sure to store remotes with their corresponding decorations. That way, there's no confusion or lost remotes when it comes time to decorate again next year. For large decorative pieces and figurines, I start by removing any added embellishments such as bows and small ornaments before wrapping each piece in bubble wrap or packing paper. When placing them in labeled plastic tubs, I treat it a little bit like solving a puzzle, fitting them snugly together to maximize space and minimize movement during storage. For instance, I began with the heavier large reindeer. One of them recently had a bit of an accident and was undergoing reconstructive surgery with glue, so I had to wait until it dried before packing him away. Once he was ready, I placed him carefully in the tub alongside smaller figurines and extra large ornaments, filling in the gaps to prevent shifting. This method keeps all my figurines and special decor items in one place and makes next year's decorating much smoother. I choose to sub-pack holiday picks and greenery. So when it comes to these items, I make sure to sort them by type before storing. This method keeps everything organized and easy to locate when it's time to decorate next year. Depending on the quantity, I use reusable Ziploc or plastic bags to sub-pack items. I alternate the direction of the stems when laying them into the bags. This creates a flat, even layer, allowing me to fit a surprisingly amount of greenery into a single plastic tub. Once packed, I layer the bags neatly within the container to maximize space. I even dedicate an entire container to pine cones, separating scented and unscented ones into individual bags, as they are a category of their own in my home. I use wreath bags to store garlands and wreaths together. I'll start by placing my Norfolk pine garlands and long stems around the perimeter. This keeps the garland in place and prevents them from being crushed during storage. To make the most of the space, I group similar items together. For example, I take smaller Norfolk pine clippings, place them in a separate bag, and nestle them in the center of the wreath bag. Then I layer a large wreath on top, followed by small wreaths stacked neatly in the middle. When storing thicker garland, I use the same approach. The garlands are coiled snugly around the edge, and I fill the center with smaller wreaths to prevent wasted space. This method not only keeps all my garland and wreaths in one container per type, but also ensures they maintain their shape and are easy to locate next year. When taking down tree ornaments, I remove them by type, color, and size. Sorting as I go makes storing them later much easier and speeds up next year's decorating. I keep a temporary container nearby to collect the ornaments before transferring them to their permanent storage. These containers that I got from Amazon make it so easy to store your ornaments in an organized manner. That way, it makes decorating the following year much easier. Of course, after packing everything away, I take the time to clean up and do some touch-ups. This includes vacuuming to remove glitter and stray for greenery needles, wiping down surfaces, and even vacuuming soft furnishing to ensure no glitter lingers. I also check my walls for scuff marks and small holes left from holiday decorating. I use a tiny bit of spackle to fill in any holes. Let it dry and wipe the area clean with a damp microfiber cloth before touching up with paint. This is where these paint touch-up pens are super handy. And of course, a magic eraser is my go-to for removing scuffs, leaving my walls looking as good as new. Once everything is clean and packed away, I resist the urge to redecorate immediately. Instead, I wait a day or two to take in the space with fresh eyes. This gives me time to step back and consider how I want my house to feel as we move into the winter season before I start decorating and styling the space. And there you have my step-by-step method for tackling the dreaded post-holiday undecorating chaos. I hope these tips help you feel more organized and less overwhelmed as you reset your home for the winter. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more interior design and home styling content. Don't forget to share your own tips in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you handled this process. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.